Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. We have a movie review of Back to the Future Part 3. So I'll read the back to you guys and then I'll give you my thoughts. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd star with Mary Steenburgen in this rousing conclusion to the popular series from executive producer Steven Spielberg and director Robert Zemeckis. Stranded in 1955 after a freak burst of lightning, Marty must travel to 1885 to rescue Doc Brown from a premature end. Surviving an Indian attack and unfriendly townsfolk, Marty finds Doc Brown, the blacksmith, but with the Doc under the spell of the charming Clara Clayton, it's up to Marty to get them out of the Wild West and back to the future. It's action, laughs, and romance in this grand finale to the blockbuster time travel series. So we start this film off with exactly where it left off on part 2. Marty's talking to Doc about, hey, you can't get struck by lightning or nothing like that, or something bad's gonna happen. And then we see Marty stranded in 1955, and he's finding the 1955 Doc. So the 1955 Doc faints because he just sent Marty to the future, but Marty's back. And then we see this glimpse of Doc's mansion, which was actually like freaking sweet, in my opinion. And Doc wakes up after Howdy Doody time and starts this blogging into his video or his recorder thingy about what the heck happened, you know. And Marty's like, Doc, it's alright, I'm back from the future. We gotta get your future self because you die or something like that. No, they don't find out about that yet. They have to get the DeLorean so Marty can go back to the future, the 1985 future. And the DeLorean is in a cave. So as they're fishing the DeLorean out, they find Doc's gravestone that he was murdered over $85. So in the letter that Doc gave Marty specific orders to go back to 1985 and don't come for him. Don't go to the 1800s. So after seeing his gravestone, he has to go get him, you know. He has to save Doc. So he goes back to 1885 and finds that Doc's a blacksmith, which he actually reviews that within the letter itself. And he gets into a tangle with Tannen, Mad Dog Tannen. I forget his actual name. That's odd. But we see the clock tower being built, the old town and everything like that. Since they closed that, the 1955 Doc put Marty in, they all thought he was a clown. So Tannen's gang ended up trying to hang him on the clock tower, and the 1885 Doc Brown shot him down with his sniper rifle. So they got to get the DeLorean fixed so they can get back to, or so Marty can get back to his native time. But the problem is, as Marty got back to the Wild West after time traveling, he ran right into a stampede of Indians, and one of the Indians shot an arrow right into the fuel line. So there's a problem there. There's no gas stations in 1885. So what they got to do is they got to get the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour somehow. So they try pulling it with horses. That doesn't work. So if they can't pull it up to 88 miles per hour, can they push it? So they talk to this conductor dude for a train and ask him how fast can this baby get up to, you know? And he's like, oh, I got it up to 55 at one time. You just got to have a really long straight stretch and get the boiler blazing hotter than hell to get up to 90 miles per hour. That's what Marty asked him, can you get it up to 90? So yeah, you gotta get up to get the boiler go hotter than the blazes of hell and everything like that to get going that fast. So, oh yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. A couple things that they tried to actually get the DeLorean going was like really hard liquor, and that ended up blowing out the fuel injection manifold. So that's when they decided to maybe it would be a good idea to push it. So as they're like checking out the track and everything like that, there's this lady on this horse that's going right towards the ravine, and which the ravine was actually named after her, Clara Ravine, no, Clayton Ravine. I'm sorry. So since they saved Clayton, that altered history. And Doc's all freaking out about that. He ends up falling in love with Clara Clark. I can't speak. Clara, and ends up having to break up with her, saying, "Hey, I gotta go. I gotta go back to my native time." He ends up telling her that he's a time traveler and everything like that, and she thinks that he's just pulling his leg and everything like that, quoting Jules Verne, and tells him to screw off basically. And he's all for the trip back to the future and everything like that. And Claire's heading to San Francisco after the breakup. And then she's sitting in front of this dude that's talking about Doc Brown, about how broken up he was, and he didn't even drink any liquor in that tavern and everything like that. He's just holding it, and when he finally hit it, he fell down, and they had to make some wake-up juice to wake him up, which that was hilarious. Wake-up juice, oh my goodness, I love that. I'm just bouncing around here, I'm sorry. So they end up getting the train. They're pushing the DeLorean to the point of no return. Doc has these specialized logs that he threw them all in, and at special times they would explode the boiler and make the train go faster just to get the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour, and there'd be a spectacular crash at the very end where the bridge isn't built and everything like that. But in between, Claire ends up getting up on the train and then blowing the train whistle and everything like that, so Doc has to go back for her because he loves her and everything like that. And he didn't have enough time to get back to the DeLorean with her in time to go back to 1985, so Marty throws the hoverboard to him, and they end up floating away, and Marty goes to 1885. Yeah, I'm skipping around. Marty returns to 1885. The ravine was changed from Clayton Ravine to Eastwood Ravine. I thought that was cool. A modern day train destroys the DeLorean, and then we see Marty going back to his girlfriend, waking her up on the porch and everything like that. And Marty, I had the craziest dream. And that's where he kind of reviews, oh, that's where we're gonna live at. And she's like, it was a dream, right, Marty? And then he tells the whole thing, and then they shows her the wreckage of the DeLorean, and then the train things go down as if there was a train coming. But there's no train coming, and you hear a and then there's this time-traveling train that floats out of the sky, and you're thinking, oh yeah, that's Doc Brown right there. And he says that everything's all right, that the future hasn't been made yet, and you got to make it the way you the way you want it. After Jennifer shows him the erased paper and everything like that. And the biggest question I believe that everyone's had after the end of Back to the Future 3, when Doc says, I'm not going to the future, I've already been there, that leaves me to think that he's going back to 1885, or further back. It's the only way. If he's already been to the future, then either he's going back or he's staying in 1985, I can only think that he's going back to 1885 because he said he loved it in the Wild West. Well, that's basically everything there. I kind of flew through this. I'm sorry. I'll blame it on my notes. I was more watching it than taking notes. Yeah, all we got now is the the cartoons to watch, which I don't have any of those on VHS or nothing else, so that'll be a long way before I review those. Nitty Gritty, which there's not really that much. Swearing, shit, and damn. Alcohol and drug use, just hard liquor from 1885. Dog drinks whiskey and falls over. Shopkeeper hands Marty a cigar. Sex and nudity, none. Violence. Tannen and Tannen's gang hangs Marty at the clock. Tannen shoots at Marty. Tannen and Marty get in a shootout, and Marty beats up Tannen. That's it. I would say this is the best movie out of all three for a kid to watch. So I still suggest supervision for when a child's watching this. Make sure you cover their ears and stuff like that on bad word parts, and cover their eyes on like the saloon part or stuff like that. But other than that, it's all good, and it's a fun Western movie to watch. You will enjoy it if you haven't watched it yet. I apologize for how fast I went through this video, but that's basically how the movie is. It's just fast paced. You see like dance scenes in the middle of the movie where they're like celebrating the clock tower and everything like that. That's entertaining, where Doc dances with Claire and everything. That's really cool. The shootout part was kind of cool, but like repetitive too, because, well, the entire trilogy is basically repetitive. The shit scenes, the city scuffles, you know, the Tannen family, it's all repetitive basically. You could actually just think of it as like one big movie, and you could watch it like that too, as one big movie. That's what's cool about it. I love these. There's number 1. There's number 2. Oh, where did I put number 3? There's number 3. So, make sure you guys go out and watch all of them. You'll definitely enjoy it as I throw stuff around in my cave, as I definitely enjoyed it. Until next time, make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Keep it heavy. Keep the God. I'll catch y'all later.